Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for stopping by for a quick video today. Just going to do a pack rip and then look at a few singles that I've never shown before on the channel from my collection. So on the pack rip side of the house, going to get into this 1987 Topps Wax Pack that I talked about in a recent video. Picked up 3 of these for $1.99 each at a hobby shop that I found down the road. But before we get to that, I did open one of my 2 remaining packs the other night of Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. This is just a 4-card pack, and I had a couple of these left over from a repack box from when I met my buddy Peeps this past summer down in New Bedford. And in that pack, I pulled this Rickey Henderson, so pretty cool. I didn't really think I would get anything for my permanent collection out of that pack, or I didn't expect to, but this one was neat enough with a nice green color match on the border there for the Athletics, that I'm going to hang on to it. It's also serial numbered to 99, one of the greatest players of all time, somebody that I would want in the leadoff spot on my all-time MLB batting order, Rickey Henderson. So not somebody that I collect in a deep sense, but really happy to see that come out of the pack, and that is definitely a card that I'll hang on to. But for today, before we get to the singles, going to tear into this 87 Topps baseball pack, and I'm not expecting anything here. This is purely nostalgia, trip down memory lane. I'm sure these cards are beat up and gum stained, but this is the kind of stuff that I loved opening as a kid, and it's just fun to scratch the itch every once in a while, especially for $2 price point. So we got the mail-in sweepstakes card, Bill Kruger, Cecilio Guante, Rick Mahler, Jim Wynn, and dud of a pack here, Chris Welsh. There we go, Paul Molitor. We did get one Hall of Famer. Randy Bush. And the gum-ruined card is Jeff Dedmon. And he is Dedmon. That gum is not coming off. This little piece broke off at some point, but then reaffixed itself to the card at a later date. So there you go. I do have a couple hobby buddies that actually collect these, so I'll probably set that to the side, the gum card. And then finishing out the second half of the pack, Tracy Jones, Earl Weaver. There we go. Picking up a little bit. Love that card. That's how I remember Earl Weaver as a manager right there. Jorge Orta, Domingo Ramos, Dwayne Ward, a Blue Jays leaders, Andre Thornton, Tony Bernazard, All-Star. Don't remember him. And then Bruce Sutter to end out the pack. So we did get some Hall of Famers anyway. Not too bad. I was hoping for maybe like a Bo Jackson, a Will Clark, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, one of those cards, but we'll take that. It was fun for $1.99, provided a little entertainment here after a rough work day. It's always nice to unwind with some cards. And let's look at the singles now. So this is a hockey card. This is the only hockey card in today's video. It's one I've had for about 10 years now, but with the NHL season starting up here, thought it would be a prime time to show it off. Check out this David Pastrnak rookie card, the sniper for the Boston Bruins, future Hall of Famer. And this is from the first ever O-Pee-Chee Platinum release. It is his rookie, and this is a seismic gold. These are numbered to 50. They have that pulsar effect going on in the background, and they're really, really wild. I love gold to 50. This was a bargain back in the day when I got it 10 years ago, even though he was a star kind of right from the outset. But this is a card that has appreciated in value tremendously over the last decade as he's carved out a very successful NHL career, and one that I've actually contemplated grading and selling, just because if this were to get like a PSA 10 or even a 9, probably be talking comma card, especially as his career continues to unfold. So really cool David Pastrnak here. For now, I'll hang on to that one. It's survived all of my purges to date. And then I've got 2 soccer cards, and we're going to go back to baseball to close it out. I'll show them at the same time. They're from the same insert set from the UEFA Champions League. They redid the insert set that was in the baseball realm in the 90s called The Man. So check these out. I was able to get the Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe, kind of the 2 guys that are taking the torch from Messi and Ronaldo as far as being the best offensive players on the planet in the global game, and was able to get them both in blue numbered to 150. And these look very, very similar with those busy, kind of very 90s backgrounds. I love that they both have blue in their uniforms. This is kind of a team color match for both, even though Man City is more of a baby blue. Just two great looking cards there. Sneaky cool. Numbered, as I mentioned, to 150. I think the numbering is actually, yeah, the numbering's on the front. So it's a little hard to make out, but you can see it right here. Copy 134 of 150. And these have really, really good shine. They have some of that like textured type shine that you see on like Topps Heritage baseball refractors. And just really, really sneaky, cool soccer cards there. I have not shown much soccer on the channel of late, but the season's just started up a few weeks back now. And I've really, really been enjoying the Premier League and even some highlights from La Liga and other leagues over in Europe. So figured it was time to dust these two off and finally get them some airtime here on the channel. Those have been waiting the better part of a year to be shown. And then let's close it out with baseball. I think that's the favorite sport of most folks who frequent this channel. This is one I've had a long time, but I was going through my recent purge. I couldn't bear parting with this one. It's a Daisuke Matsuzaka. It doesn't really have any monetary value, I don't think, but I love the shine. These Star Quest inserts from Upper Deck started all the way back in the 90s, and they continued on for quite a while. And this is an early career Matsuzaka. I had this because I was a Red Sox team collector, which I don't really consider myself anymore, but had to hang on to this card because I guess they got me with the gimmicks. But these came in different levels of rarity. There were common ones. I think you would get one of these per pack, essentially, in the Upper Deck flagship release. But this is the Black Ultra Rare. And I have no idea what that truly means in terms of, you know, insertion ratio or anything like that. But what I can tell you is this was back in 2009 where I was still kind of finding my way in the hobby, my second go around, and I was opening a lot of product, which I don't really do these days. And in all the many packs of 2009 Upper Deck baseball that I opened, this was the only ultra rare black Star Quest card that I ever pulled. So it's probably like a $1 card, but loved Matsuzaka. He was, you know, there was a ton of excitement around him when he came to the majors. Those who were living outside New England or weren't baseball fans, you know, 15 years ago may not remember 15 to 20 years ago, but he was tapped as, you know, someone who was going to be a big deal. And there was a similar level of excitement around him here in Boston as there was for, like, say, Nomo back in the mid-90s, a decade prior. So one cool Matsuzaka card there. Then I have some new pickups. These came in, I think, for the most part, from my latest COM-C order, with one exception. I've mentioned recently, but their bulk shipping is back down to, like, pre-COVID speed, which is awesome. And my latest order got a couple more 2023 Panini Prizm parallels. These are both the Ice, which is basically an atomic refractor. And I grabbed the Buck Leonard, just another copy of this. I've got a few copies now, but I mean, this was under $1, and I just can't get over how awesome that card is with the Homestead Grays. If you're interested in Negro Leagues baseball at all, you could do a lot worse spending $1 in the hobby than landing this card. And then, of course, sadly, a more relevant card after the last week or two here, the Pete Rose, one of my favorites from the release, and I've shown it many times before. And of course, he's no longer with us. Rest in peace. And sadly, in my opinion, never got Hall of Fame induction during his lifetime, which I think is, you know, just a crying shame all around. You know, wherever you want to lay the blame on that, I get it, whether it's Pete Rose or baseball or somewhere in between. But I think we can all agree that it's a shame that the all-time hit king died on the outside looking in when it comes to the Hall of Fame. But love Pete Rose, and I've picked up many versions of the red serial numbered of this card, but I ran across this Ice, thought it looked equally fantastic, and like the Buck Leonard, it was like $1, something like that. So grabbed both of those. Really, really loved that Prizm release last year, and I can't believe I'm saying it out loud, but I'm looking forward to 2024 Panini Prizm Baseball, which comes out later this month. They still don't have their MLB or MLBPA license, so I think there's going to be more retired stars like the two that we just looked at in this year's set. So really looking forward to that. Next up, how about a brief foray into the AL home run record collection that I've been building. I've got a trio of cards here that may end up included in that group of 62. These are from 2022 Topps, either flagship or update, the base design from 2022. And we have the Aaron Judge base card. And of course, this is the year that he broke the record, previously held by Roger Maris, previously held by Babe Ruth. And what's really cool is in 2022 Topps, they couldn't have known this at the time that they printed these cards. They just so happened to do a short print retired legends image variation of Roger Maris. So you've got the man who owns the record on the Topps flagship card from the year that he set the record, but then we've got a matching card from the year the record was broken of the former record holder. And I just think that's so cool. And then to complete the trio and round it out, they also did a Babe Ruth Legends variation short print. So you've got all three gentlemen who most recently held the American League home run record on the flagship design from the year that the record was broken, most recently in 2022. And I just think that's awesome. I love these retired legends short prints just as it is. I think they're sneaky cool cards, but the significance of this trio and having them on this design is something that I just really, really dig. I was able to get all three of these for about $10 total, maybe a little bit less. And I think that's cool. So I was reminded of these recently. I actually talked way back in the fall of 2022 with a couple buddies about these and this trio in a text message. And I had long forgotten about that. And then recently, my buddy Dan over at Old Sarge Collects showed this very trio. And immediately I was like, I need to own those three cards. So off to ComC, $8 to $10 down the drain, and a great trio in hand. And then while I was on there and in that frame of mind, also grabbed the 2023 Sapphire base card of Aaron Judge. Snatched this up for about $5, which seemed like a really, really good deal. Love Sapphire, and I mean, for the same reason that I love these Prizm cards. Obviously, Sapphire most years has this blue tint to it, but other than that, it's an atomic refractor, and it just looks gorgeous. I've talked plenty about my love of this card, which shows the 62 home runs on the back and is card number 62. Really nice touch. Was fortunate to acquire, I should say, the Superfractor of this card over the summer. And so getting the Sapphire card to go with it was a no-brainer for just a couple bucks. And then lastly, the one that I did buy off eBay rather than ComC, just got this in for my Independence Day collection. Took me almost a year with a saved search and finally found a 2018 Christian Yelich. Now, the reason I wanted this, he was the National League MVP in 2018, and I love collecting the MVPs of the league on the Independence Day design. That's something that I really, really have enjoyed in recent years. So I was waiting for a long time to find one of these. These 2018s, most of you know that collect this stuff, have really dried up. And furthermore, he was traded at the beginning of the season. So his 2018, or before the season, his 2018 flagship card shows him with the Marlins, but he actually played the season with the Brewers and became the MVP with the Brewers. So I wanted this one in particular from Topps Update because it shows him in the correct team uniform that he actually won the MVP with back in 2018. So really happy to add this numbered to 76 to my Independence Day collection. And that's also the final card in today's random episode. So thank you so much for tuning in for pack rip and some singles. Hope you saw something that interested you here today. Certainly enjoy all of these cards, and I'm having a blast in the hobby. I appreciate your time, and I'll be back soon with some more content. Till then, take care, everybody.